Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a 2-week wrap-up kind of thing since I did not bring you guys a weekly wrap-up last week. So I'm bringing you guys one this week where I will talk about any reading I did last week and then the reading that I've done this week. So to get started, there has not been a whole lot being read. February is apparently a very busy month for me. My daughter turned 16 on the 11th. I don't know who gave her permission to do that, but apparently she decided she was going to be 16 all of a sudden. So yeah. But we ended up celebrating her birthday multiple times throughout the week, and it has taken up a lot of time during the week doing all of these different little celebrations and stuff. And I'm actually going to insert just a small little clip of her from her birthday dinner that we did. It was like the second birthday dinner thing. I'm going to insert the clip right now so you guys can see it because it's cute.
A gift? Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
No, that's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I promise you.
It is. Go give him a hug.
See it? See it?
A car key. Huh? A car key. Yeah. And so there's the clip. She got a car. she got a car for her 16th birthday. She doesn't have a license yet. She doesn't even have her permit yet. We are working on that, but yes, she soon will be on the road. And most people are like, oh, I hope everyone else is safe. I hope she's safe with everybody else on the road because I don't trust none of these drivers out there. Okay. So that's like the big major like life update that's been kind of going on, and why I didn't give you guys the weekly wrap up last week because my reading was really, really low. And it's been pretty low this week too because it's just been more things that have been like carrying over from last week and some other stuff, and then my car breaking again. It's fixed, but it did break again. How fun. So it's just been really hectic these last 2 weeks. So yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and let's talk about what I've been reading. Now, to start out, I have finished nothing. I finished one book. I'm sorry, two. I finished 2 books. I'm a liar. Because I forgot. And I wrote them down. That's the worst part. Like, I wrote them down. I have finished 2 books, and then I'm reading 3 of them. So we shall start with the ones I finished. And the first one I finished is Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. I hope that's how they say that. And it's a novella, and it's H.P. Lovecraftian inspired. And I thought it was fine. It was very interesting. There's animal death, if that bothers you guys, but also like the way it ends, I don't really think it qualifies as animal death personally. I'm just saying. But it was fine. I wasn't blown away by it, but this is actually something that I have noticed in general because when it comes to Lovecraftian stories, I have never actually read Lovecraft. I have no familiarity with Lovecraft aside from like Cthulhu and like knowing that there's this eldritch lore involved. Other than that, I don't really know like what makes a Lovecraftian story Lovecraftian. So, but the thing is like I keep reading a lot of like inspired by Lovecraftian, and I'm like, cool, bro. Cool story, bro. So I don't really think I'm the best like judge on this. Like I enjoyed it. Like I listened to the audiobook, and it was like a 2-hour audiobook. And it's a depressing story, I will say that much. And normally like I totally vibe with depressing stories because I like being sad. but it wasn't like the right kind of depressing for me. So it was just kind of like, oh, that's a bunch of sad stuff happening in your life. Okay. So I don't really have any thoughts or word on it. It's fine, I guess. I'm not the best judge for it. The next one I finished is it's not a novella, but it's like a short story, and like it's not a short story, but it's not a novella, but it's not like a super long novel either. So I think it's like in between like novella and novel. But it was called A Theory of Haunting by Sarah Monet, and if you are not familiar with that author's name, that is Catherine Addison, the author who wrote Goblin Emperor. So, and it's funny because I've actually haven't read The Goblin Emperor yet, and so this is actually my first foray into this writer's writing, and I wasn't impressed. Overall, I found the story to be really slow, boring, and mundane. It was also heavily dragged down by moments of really long exposition of you follow a archivist who is archiving a library at this man's house where he performs seances and such to try and get a hold of the dead and all that other stuff. And he would go on these long like rants about, not rants so much, but like informational dumps about some of the books that were in the library. And it just really kind of like dragged the story down because like you have the story going, oh, there are these hauntings and these seances and weird things are happening. When I was in the library, there were these books that was about blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, bro. Like just really long drawn out, just info dumpy expositions. And then because I listened to the audiobook for this one too, the main character, Booth, the speech pattern that she gave him did not translate well for the audiobook personally, in my opinion. It actually became an annoyance. And I try to be careful talking about that because people have different types of speech cadences. But the thing is, his was written more so to be like he was just awkward and shy kind of thing. So it was a lot of way too much. Like almost every sentence that this man would speak, I don't, no, what, and you're just kind of like, and it became more of an annoyance because it was just so much. And I'm like, but like I said, like I try to give grace because I know that there are people out there who do like talk this way, and I don't want to be rude and put down people who talk with these kind of speech cadences because I know I can get caught up in my uhs and ums. But it was just so much in a short period of time because it's like a 3-hour audiobook, and I was like, I don't want to listen to this man talk anymore. Please stop talking. And so that was really frustrating. And then the scary parts, the haunting parts, they didn't live up to what I was hoping they would live up to. They were just kind of like, oh, this kind of haunting thing happened, and then this kind of haunting thing happened. And like you would get to live in the moment of like a few hauntings, but they weren't really impactful to where you were like, oh my gosh, that's frightening. It was more like oh, that happened. And then the rest of them were like, and then this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And I hate that kind of storytelling. Like, if you're gonna give me a story about hauntings and scary stuff, let me live in the moment. Don't just tell me it happened. And then the end, because I got to a point where I was like, I think I want to DNF this. And I was looking at reviews and everyone was like, the ending is totally worth it. The ending is super worth it. The ending is not worth it. The ending is absolutely not worth it. I was so mad. I was so disappointed in the ending. I was like, so many of you made this sound like it had the best ending possible. And like, sure, a couple of more like haunting stuff happens. But again, the impact of like the scariness effect of the haunting just wasn't there. And like the atmosphere just didn't feel present. And like it was supposed to be like a Gothic story. I did not get Gothic. Like I feel like it initially had like a vibe or two of Gothic in the beginning, and then like it just disappeared throughout the story. And then I low-key feel like I was queer baited in this, like, because the main character, Booth, he has these interactions with Alexius, and they come off very like these two dudes are like super into each other. And I was like, okay, cool, like are we gonna end the story with these two dudes like being a couple? Like that'd be cute. it takes a really different route that I really didn't care for, and I'm just kind of like, what were we going here for? Like, I don't know if queer baiting is the right phrase to use, but like, it just kind of feels that way a little bit. Like, I was kind of like, I wasn't really enjoying anything else, but like, I was kind of like here for like this potential like small little sub story of a possible romance between these two guys, because it felt like that was what the author was trying to do, and then things went a completely different direction at the end, and I was just like, I don't like this. I did not like the ending at all. Just really didn't. So yeah, not a good first foray into this author's writing. I do still plan on reading Goblin Emperor, but I'm gonna be a little bit hesitant about that now, okay? And then so those are the 2 books I finished. I did read a little bit more of Claimed by the Alien Outlaw by Carlotta Page. This is a romance book. I have been reading it since the 1st of January. It's like 250 pages. If that doesn't tell you how this is going, I don't know what does. At this point, it's just the same regurgitated story by a different author. There's nothing new. There's nothing exciting. There's nothing fun. There's nothing original. It's just the same. A girl's been kidnapped, and now she's being saved by this alien guy, and now they can't communicate because they don't speak the same language, and now they're on this barbaric planet and there's no technology, and it's just the same regurgitated story. And I'm just like, bro, can I get some variety in these alien romances, please? Like, you know. And then I have to say, the one element of this story that is annoying me most, absolutely positively annoying me most, is the fact that this alien man apparently walks around booty butt naked and a pair of boots. That's how he walks around. Because when they meet, she's like, oh my god, he's totally butt naked, but he's got boots on. What do you mean? What do you mean this alien is walking around just booty butt naked, his junk hanging out, but he got boots on to protect his feet? Like there aren't other parts of his body that need to be protected? Apparently just his feet need to be protected. Like, I am so annoyed by this. And I'm just like, this is the stupidest thing. And it's just, these are the things that just irritate me so much in these romances, where it's just these stupid scenarios, and just no. Like, if you're gonna make them walk around booty butt naked, commit. Okay, don't even put shoes on him. And also, he apparently carries a belt. Like, he carries a gun on his hip, and I'm like, you didn't even mention he had a belt. So like, how does he have a holster? Like, you didn't give me details for that. Like, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. And this is why it's taking so long. And honestly, at this point, I'm probably going to DNF it just because I'm super annoyed by that. And then 2, there's nothing new and exciting. It's just the same regurgitated story by a different author. Nothing new, nothing original, nothing different. Just the same thing, the same beats in the same order with the same kind of characters. The only difference is, like, instead of it being like a mean MMC, like, he's supposed to be a nice guy, but like, they can't really talk to each other because they don't communicate, they don't speak each other's language. And so I'm just ugh. So that's the update on that one. This is why I don't read a lot of romance, because I get so frustrated with it. And moving on, I am still in the middle of Black Feathers, the Black Dawn Volume 1 by Joseph DeLacy. And I know you guys are probably thinking, you've been reading that since January too. It's been busy in February. Leave me alone. Okay, but I am actually enjoying this still. I do have to say, Gordon's chapters are way more entertaining than Megan's chapters. Chaptins? What is chaptins? Gordon's chapters, way more interesting. And it's because, like, his chapters have a lot more action. There's a lot more going on in them for what else is going on in the world. And Megan's chapters are a lot more calm. They're a little bit slower, but it's because, like, she's learning how to be the new keeper. And so there's this very slow momentum to hers, whereas he's living in the middle of all of these horrible things that are happening in his current area. and so it's faster moving. I have made it to the second part because this is split in 2 parts, so I'm about 30-ish chapters in here. There's like 72 chapters. That's how short these chapters are. It's great. So I am still enjoying it. I do have to say I find it quite interesting how Gordon's chapters move really, really fast and Megan's move a little bit slower, but it doesn't seem to pull me out of the story with these 2 different flows going. Whatever DeLacy did, he managed to make them blend really well into each other. So definitely still enjoying it. We're definitely getting more information about this Crowman character, and we're starting to see a lot of the theories I had about Gordon and his connection to the Crowman are actually starting to like become more present, and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of leaning in the right direction with my theories. So yeah, definitely still enjoying it. I'm hoping that I can finish it within the week, just so I can finally be done with it, because I've been working on it so long. And then last night, because why not start another book, I started The Lamplighter by Crystal J. Bell. So I actually did have an arc of this one prior to it coming out, but Peach Tree Teen, I need y'all to work on your digital arcs because they're a hot mess. I have had 2 digital arcs from this publisher and they are a hot mess, and I have had to wait for the physicals to come out so that I could properly read the story. So I'm just saying, if anyone from Peach Teen is watching this, fix your digital arcs. But anyway, so The Lamplighter it's a YA novel, a Gothic YA novel that follows a girl who's a lamplighter. And obviously that's a big no-no because that's a man's job. So the setting is there's a lot of very sexist ideals going on with women can't do this, women can't own homes, women can't do that, they belong in the house, blah, 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 But for the most part, I find the story really slow. It's a very slow progressing story. The problem is that in the synopsis, it talks about girls going missing in the night. And so far, only one has gone missing, and it's like the story doesn't want to focus on it. There's so many plot lines going on. There's the missing girl, there is Temperance, and her being the head of the household, and whatever happened to her father, and dealing with like the trauma and the aftermath of that. There is the storyline of her sister being pursued by a super duper old man. Because her sister's like 16, and so everyone's like, she's especially an adult, she could totally got married, and there's like a super duper old man who's like pursuing her. And then there's a storyline where apparently Temperance and super duper old man had an incident together and it wasn't good. And then there's Josiah coming home, who like Temperance is like in love with. Like, there's just so many storylines. And the one I'm interested in is taking a back seat to like all of these more romantic storylines. And it's really starting to irritate me because I am 9 chapters into it. It's like 20 chapters long. And I'm just like, can we focus on the mystery? Because that was why I picked this up, because the synopsis makes it sound like it's about these girls going missing. So a little frustrated with it. And it's not written terribly. It's just a very slow paced story. A couple of sentences, they trip over them just a little bit, and I think it's just because she's trying to convey like the time period with them. But other than that, like, it's fine. I'm not blown away by it yet. You can definitely feel the sad, depressing vibes in it, and you can definitely pick up on the fact that the book is probably going to be talking about sexual assault. There is like a content warning that does talk about it, so if you read it, then you know it's going to go into it, but you can already see the storyline hinting at it and talking about it. So yeah, it is there. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot going on, and the element that I was most interested in is taking the back seat. And this is like a common issue that I have with a lot of YAs, where the romance becomes the forefront of the story and the actual interesting element takes a back seat and doesn't get fleshed out enough. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading it because, like I said, it was an arc. So I'm going to obviously finish it up. Also, the only other complaint I have is I do not like the main character and her sister's names. Their names are Temperance and Prudence, and for some reason I just don't like that. I don't know why either. I can't put into words why I don't like it, but I just do not like their names. It's such a petty thing, but I'm not going to DNF it for that, but I really do not like their names. So yeah, that is everything that I have read in the last 2 weeks. It's not a lot, and it's a little all over the place, and it's just because I've just been, like I said, I've been so bogged down with doing stuff, just running left and right. So yeah, hopefully within this next week I can actually finish off some of these books that I have been working on for a while, because I also haven't touched Lud Luda. So yeah, I've got a lot of things started, very little finished, and I would really like to just sit down and be able to finish some stuff. So yeah, that is everything for the last 2 weeks. So if you stayed this long, hopefully you enjoyed this. I'd love to hear any comments you've got. So like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.